Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you all today on today's webinar, Building Scalable Consulting and Service Firms, People, Process, and Profitability. I am CA Ribhav Gia, moderator of this webinar, and I would like to invite for welcome remarks CA Satish Gupta sir, our speaker Bhupendra Mantri ji, and for vote of thanks, I would like to invite CA Sanjay Kumar Agarwal. Uh, before starting opening remarks of CA Satish Gupta sir, I would like to give you a brief profile of CA Satish sir. He is presently serving as the chairman of the Aggregation of CA Firms Committee and International Taxation Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. In addition to this role, he is also the vice chairman of the Board of Studies for the current term. He has served as the chairman of Continuing Professional Education Committee, chairman of UDN Directorate, and vice chairman of the Committee of Members in Practice of ICI during the year 2025 to 26. He previously served as a council member of ICI from 2019 to 2022, during which he held key leadership positions including chairman of CSR committee, vice chairman of direct tax committee, and professional development committee. He's a distinguished figure in professional community and the president and also served as president of RTCA, Rajasthan Tax Consultant Association, for a decade. Now I would like to invite CA Satish sir for his opening remarks.
Thank you, Ribhav. Thanks a lot. Uh, Respected Bhupendra Mantri ji, Speaker of the Day, my Vice Chairman Sanjay Agrawal ji in absentia. I am aware that he is busy in some um, homework. And Ribhav Gia, a very young and dynamic chartered accountant practicing in indirect and direct taxes both in Jaipur, Ribhav, and team aggregation of CA firm under the leadership of Secretary Parul and team members, including Purnima and others, tech team, and my dear friends who are attending in a very good number to understand what is really, how can we build our scalable firm and how we can serve better to the profession and the fraternity. I welcome each one of you, and let me start with that this year our committee has a very specific. Sanjay Agrawal sir, welcome sir. Unmute
half
करें
a
sir.
minute late.
Thank you sir.
Namaskar, sir.
This year,
Same.
before I start something, I would like to tell that this all committee, whatever document we have, has a very big contribution of my respected vice chairman of the committee. He is designated as a vice chairman, but he's more than a chairman, brother Sanjay Agrawal sir, and we tell him Jagat Guru Sankaracharya. And I'm really thankful, sir, despite having several constraints at the family. You are here to deliver and to understand what is going to happen in this webinar. It shows your true dedication towards the profession and the fraternity. So it is my pleasure that I am getting his support and blessings this time, that how we can build new firms, bigger firms, so we can serve better to the profession and fraternity. So friend, this year our target is very specific target. We, along with the all committee members, have visualized that how to have the big firms on the earth of India, and we are dedicatedly working for that. For that purposes, we have six models with us, and I all the six models have different characteristics. So whatever circumstances or the position your firm has, whatever vision you have, what are the constraints you have in making your firms bigger, kindly go through all the models of this committee, which includes the domestic networking model. Number one, it has three parts: alliance, affiliation, or networking, or the lead firm. Second one is the networking merger model, that is the merger and demerger of firms. Third one is the foreign networking. Fourth one is the aggregation of LLP, which, sir, Sanjay sir, I would like to share with you that 2 days back we met with Kalani and Company, where Bhupendra Mantri ji is a senior partner. We discussed about this particular format, and I just want to share that they are very much willing to go for this LLP aggregation as soon as possible. They have earmarked the issues also, and whatever I came to know, whatever best knowledge to me, I just have answered all those concerns Bhupendra Mantri ji have, and I know that he's going to discuss what are the benefits of this particular format and how we can make the firms bigger with by using this format of which I can say आप उसके जन्मदाता हैं एग्रीगेशन टू एलएलपी ऑफ सीएफएम सर तो यू संजय भाई यू आर द पर्सन हु इज रियली behind that particular format. So that is also important format. Thereafter, we have one format MDP, and another format we have that the corporate form of practice. So these six formats we have, these six models we have. Every model has its own characteristics, its own conditions. So members, please go through all the models, select one which suits you most, and go and make your firm bigger firm. See, by using the alliance model and the networking model, several firms have made their firm bigger firms. And we are, sir, Sanjay sir, I would like to share that I received a call today morning from Rajendra Kumar ji, MSS head, our central council member. He has assured me that by 22nd of this month, they will allow the manual फाइलिंग ऑफ एग्रीगेशन ऑफ एलएलपी फॉर्मेट्स वाला जो रजिस्ट्रेशन एसएसपी था दे आर गोइंग टू अलाउ अस इन मैनुअल फॉर्मेट तो दैट विल open the window of that particular aggregation of LLP of CFM aggregation of LLP CFMs. So this will be a wonderful start, and we will receive as much as 10-20 applications minimum in this month, what I expect, sir. So there are something which are positive, which are not positive. So we will, the Bhupendra Mantri ji will discuss all these things, that how to select the model. But we have seen that one affiliate model is also has also got with 64 partners. They have 64 partners. That is the Guru Jena and Kothari, and that firm has made adopted the networking model or the affiliate model. So the people are using our different formats. Some of the members are coming forward with the corporate form of practice, that our management company services MCS wala, that they are following that. Some of them are following networking, some of them are following merger, some of will follow shall follow the aggregation of LLP. So we are open, and we are going to amend few things in all these things very soon. So we need your suggestions, we need your feedback, we need your criticism even, that yes, you what type of challenges you are facing. We are aware of the certain challenges, and we have represented before the government also in very effective manner that these are the real challenge where you can help. At ICI, we are also working with open mind that how we can give more leverage to our members. So we are open at ICI. We are thinking, and we are rather meeting with the government people that they should help us to make our firms bigger firms. But future is of bigger firms if our focus is the consultancy, advisory, or the audit. So my dear friends, just adopt it and just start working, because within the time span of 2-3 years the government shall open something for the domestic big firms, and at that time, if you are not prepared, if you don't have bigger firm at your hand, then we shall lag behind others who are positioning themselves right now. So my humble submission is this, that kindly think over once, twice, thrice. If you face any problem, talk to our committee secretariat who are working proactively. They are working day and night and they are ready to help all of the firms which are going to make their firms bigger. So with this, I don't want to take much of time in the time allocated to Bhupendra Mantri ji, and I think you all are here to listen him only. So I just say that yes, all the best, and I wish that you just have a mindset to make your firm bigger and bigger and bigger. Thank you very much, my dear friend. All the best. Over to Ribhav for the further proceedings. Ribhav.
Thank you, sir. Sir, firstly, I would like to thank you for providing such valuable insights and great leadership to the committee and providing opportunity for all CA. Now, for the today session, I would like to invite our speaker, CA Bhupendra Mantri ji. Before inviting Bhupendra Mantri ji, I would first like to give a short brief about him. He is a seasoned chartered accountant with over 2 decades of professional experience in accounting, auditing, and financial advisory. He possesses deep expertise in IFRS and India's implementation, financial reporting, internal financial controls, and regulatory frameworks, including FEMA. He is actively involved in mentoring professionals and driving practice development with extensive experience in training, capacity building, and knowledge dissemination across corporate, public sector undertakings, and other professional forums. He is a regular speaker at national conferences and seminars, and particularly on financial reporting and practice management. Now, I would like to invite CA Bhupendra Mantriji to start this session.
Yeah,
Sir,
thank you, Rivav, for your of my introduction as well as your invite to actually give my presentation on today's topic, building scalable consulting and service firms, people, processes, and profitability. And before that, before I discuss my presentation, I would like to thank the Committee of Aggregation of CA Firms and my special thanks to present chairman Satish Gupta ji, as well as uh, I would say founding chairman Sanjay Agarwal ji, though presently he has been designated as the vice chairman. So the designation hardly matters. Uh, he is actually the founding chairman, and aggregation of LLP guidelines have been brought under his leadership when he was the chairman of this particular committee. Friends, today this discussion which we are going to have on building scalable consulting and service firms, and particularly I have identified certain issues with reference to the people, processes, and profitability. So my core discussion will be on that. And considering 90 minutes time, though Satishji have mentioned that there are 6 form of practices, but this one form of practices, aggregation of LLP model, ICA guidelines on aggregation of LLP model, I will discuss in detail and would try to enlighten on the benefits and how smooth such aggregation can be because of the aggregation of LLP, and how it is basically different from other form of practice. So that also I will try to discuss. Of course, other form of practices are also good form of practice, but there are some differentiation which is there, which I would like to discuss. So yeah, my presentation is moving. If someone can confirm, Ribhav. Yeah.
sir, just
Yeah, please continue.
yeah, please, sir, please
Yeah.
continue your
Thank you. Thank
presentation.
you. Yeah.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. So basically, if we say that we need to, build a large firm, I would say large firm, not big four firm or not, big eight firm, then it's basically a long journey which may have many milestones. So one cannot say that overnight one can build a large firm because there are a lot of systems, processes, mindset of people. These things are involved. So basically, we need to first set up our mind that this is not a small job to make any firm, a large firm or a bigger firm. And there is no shortcuts to this particular journey. Whatever milestones are there, any firm need to achieve those milestones. And that's how actually any person or any firm or any professionals, they can they can build a large firm. And if we are saying, and our prime minister's vision, if we see, then basically it is not about, making any chartered accountant firm as a large firm. It is about making any big consulting and service firm also. So when we are speaking and we are talking about, making a large firm, so do not relate it to only just a chartered accountant firm or only related to the audit firms. So please mind what we are discussing is that we are discussing scalability of the large consulting and service firm, which includes the chartered accountant firms also. And in chartered accountant firms also, there may be category of services like audit services, non-audit services, corporate secretarial services. And in consulting, it is not with reference to, providing the services which we as a chartered accountant firms are providing. Consulting is altogether a different game, where you can consult into the various sectors. And in that, there may be professionals, not only chartered accountant, not only company secretaries, not only lawyer, but the sector specific consultant may also be there who can be part of your consulting firm. There may be sectors like agro, defense, food, manufacturing, engineering, solar, and many other sectors. So when we are talking about the consulting, then it is not with reference to the audit and non-audit. Yes, that can be a basis. That can be a basis so far as those chartered accountant firms who are aspiring to be basically become a consulting firm. So, so let's just broad our vision that yes, it is not about the chartered accountant firm. It is much more. And if we see the overall, industry, overall revenues with reference to the service sectors, then you will find that the audit service, I will not name any of the firm or any of the consulting firm rather, but their sector revenue, their revenues are less from the audit, which may be around 15 to 25%, and more from the consulting services, which are other than audit. They are non-audit services and they are not compliance services also. So we need to actually see that yes, consulting is not only the CA firms, it is much more than that. Legal services, cost and management accountant services, as well as any other services, like, M&A or, advisory on transactions. So there are a lot of services which are to be, for which the expertise has to be developed by the service firms. So when we are discussing, it is more about the service firms, which includes the chartered accountant firm. And yes, of course, some of the ICA guidelines which are there, we will be certainly discussing, which are more applicable on the chartered accountants. And friends, mind it, in today's environment, scalability is not an option. It is basically now mandatory that yes, each professional need to think of and take actions that he scale his service firms. If he is proprietor, he scale it to the partnership level. He becomes partner either in some other firm or add partner into his own firm. So he has to do this. Otherwise, he will not be able to scale up. Yes, I don't say that proprietor will not exist. They will work. They will, serve the many small firms, many small MSME enterprises. But at the same time, if expertise of uh, various subjects is not there available in his firm, in his or her firm, then probably he will not be able to scale. So for scalability, you need partners. And if it is, two partner firm, then they have to think of, yes, there are group of partners. Suppose two partner firms who are exclusively involved into the audits, then they need to think that, yes, who are the partners who can be taken into the tax, and direct taxes, GST, corporate practice. If it is a mid-sized firm, then they have to think about, yes, how they can become large. It is large, then they have to think about that how they can do the corporate form of practice. If it is any firm is there at one location, they need to see that how they can, have the arrangement with their other partners and take them on board and have their presence at multi-location. If it is one expertise which any particular firm possesses, then they need to think that how they can be multidisciplinary firm. And if any firm is, domestic firm, local firm, then they can think of that how they can be the global firm. But yes, of course, it's a journey. It's not something which can be overnight, and many much more things can be actually uh, taken up. Any of the group of professionals that yes, this is how they can proceed with. But yes, what I suggest is that each firm should have their own, strategy. That yes, this is how we are going to build our firm. They should have, the visions. They should have their own missions, and they should have their targets. That yes, in this year we shall be expanding our base, you know, uh, to this extent, to these locations, in these areas of practice. So these strategies should be there, and how this can be there, I will discuss later. And friends, this I always, communicate to my team members, every team members, that as a teacher, colleagues, mentors, or even family members, we often fail to recognize the crucial role we play in encouraging those around us. Each of us is a leader in our own right and has an important responsibility to lift those around us as we ourselves rise. So basically, this is not something that yes, to you can just live for yourself. Building a large consulting firm, is basically not only for you, but for those people who are around you. It is for those professionals who are around you. It is for those professionals who are expecting that yes, with this group of professionals, we shall be able to make something big, and which will ultimately be serving the society also, the country also. And you all know, friends, uh, because of the I will not take any name, or I will not go with the numbers, but because of the much of the business which is being goes to the other large firms, not only it is the revenue which is going to them, it is also a security threat for the nation, because lot many informations goes because of the the setup which presently the institute has to our other countries. So we need to also think about it, that yes, how we can contribute uh, to apart from our own revenues, how we can contribute so that there is no security threat to the nation. And ultimately, if we build a domestic firm, it will somehow result into the security of our nation also, because there are so many data, so many other things, so many other aspects, so many strategies which are being shared with and we don't know that how the confidentiality and all these things are actually maintained. So as a professional, it is our duty that how we can actually take up these things in right spirit and make our firm bigger. Friends, these are certain whiteboard uh, learnings which I had from the uh, various events which are being organized by the ICI, physical events. So here in Center of Excellence Jaipur, events are organized in last 2 to 3 years, which is called Practice Ki Pathshala. And I had interaction almost with 500 chartered accountants during these events at Practice Ki Pathshala. Every every month or every 2 months, a program is being conducted where professionals are coming from across the country, and they are attending these physical program at Hyderabad as well as Center of Excellence Jaipur. And these whiteboards are nothing but a feedback taken from the all small and mid-sized practitioners, that what issues they face at the time of while making their firm big, or while handling their day-to-day issues also. So you can just I have summarized all these events in my formal presentation. This is something informally I have written while taking feedback from the uh, participants in those programs. So these are various issues which comes across the firms and proprietary practitioners, that yes, uh, uh, we are facing these things when we are trying to expand our things. So it is, at Jaipur, when I have asked the participants, they told me that it is staff training, sir. It is ego satisfaction of each other. It is how to, overcome our challenges which are there. It is about privacy of data. It is about, how to handle the big clients, allocation of work, network from how. So a lot of things were there. So this is one whiteboard, and similarly, this is other. You will find that almost same type of problems, issues, which has been, spoken by and deliberated by the participants in participants from, professional across the country. Uh, it is about expansion of network, collaboration, trust issues, revenue sharing, how to deal with client acquisitions, team building, learning, diversification of practice, how to do that. So again, in one more practice ki parsala, I have received these type of challenges which were there. And recently, when last month, rather in this last month, in fact, in March, I had one presentation as Mumbai also. So I would say that even the practitioners which are there at uh, at tier 2 3 cities or tier 4 cities, because these in practice ki Pathshala, most of the people, most of the professionals were from tier 2 3 cities. And in Mumbai, when I was there, and I have taken the feedback from around 50 chartered accountants who are basically practitioners from Mumbai, and 2 3 practitioners from Pune. So these are basically the large cities. And again, if we compare all the three feedback from the small and mid-sized practitioners, you will find that almost same issues are there. Same things are there. First issue was that people's mindset is not that great, that they want to have a bigger firm. How to decide expertise, or that in which fields they should go. How do we retain the people? So these were the feedback. And I have I have purposely taken these slides and these pictures in my own handwriting, which has been given by which has been as a feedback from the participants over there. So friends, if we analysis all these uh, three slides, three images which I have shared, uh, we can actually categorize uh, these problems, these issues, that yes, they are either people centric, or they are actually the processes centric, or they are actually with reference to the profitability, that how much profit should, how much revenue should go to whom, how much profit should be go to whom, should go to whom. So basically and then I have actually formally summarized all these issues based on the various discussions which I had with the professionals. So first of all is, it's people centric issues. And uh, I would say that it is more about developing technical skills and soft skills and behavioral skills in our people. And if we talk about a chartered accountant firm, uh, because I think most of the attendees who are here must be the practitioner chartered accountants. So I'm more concerning and more delivering on that. But whatever I'm discussing can equally be applied to the other form of practices. Maybe it is corporate secretary practice, or maybe it is any consulting firm. So it is more about people and their training. So we need to think of that how we can develop the technical skills. And this is now more relevant and more uh, uh, more efforts are required in particularly in this time of artificial intelligence, that we develop our people's technical skills to such extent that they are able to address the issues in more professional manner. Because nowadays many client comes and they actually come out with so many their own opinion, that yes, we have already gone through the chat GPT, gone through the other artificial intelligence uh, applications which they have, and according to them, these are the things. So at this level and in this situation, now technical skills of the professionals is very much required, and that too at ground level such skills are required. And friends, one habit which I feel is there of the chartered accountants, where suppose there is one work which is being there to them, which has come to any senior professionals, and they feel that yes, since I have 25 year of experience, 30 year of experience, so it's a small issue for them, and they generally try to resolve that issue within 2 minutes, 10 minutes, that yes, this is how things can be uh, uh, things can be resolved of their client. But my suggestion is, sir, my suggestion is that whenever because it is technical skills are not only acquired through reading the study material or through attending the seminars, through attending the webinars. Whatever technical skills we learn on the job are more helpful and are more relevant as compared to whatever technical skills we learn from the webinars, seminars, or attending events. So my suggestion is that those who are, senior professionals, they should always try that there are team members who are younger to them and who are freshers also. And whatever work comes to them, it should comes and it should be first, uh, performed by some of the junior in office. Maybe that he may take, whole one day instead of your 10 minutes. And we should learn it from, law firms, where all senior lawyer do not directly engage uh, into taking up the assignment. It is because of that there is, a protocol in the legal fraternity, because of the High Court and Supreme Court rules, that senior partner cannot take any assignment directly. So they have to have someone who is junior to them. So I think for developing the technical skills, this is something which is very, very important thing which is required, and we should develop it into the people in our firm. Then another thing which comes to is about the soft skills. Again, a very, very relevant thing which we need to develop in the uh, people with us. So regular training programs are very, very much required for any chartered accountant firm or any consulting and service firm, where their people communicate with each other on various topic of their interest, and not only the topic related to the professions, the other topics too, so that they have their communication skills also set with them. Because without having the communication skills, leadership skills, uh, they will not be able to handle the team. So we should always try that our professionals, maybe as a chartered accountant firm, it is from the articles trainee to manager to associate partner to partner, and then to senior partners. These soft skills are required at each level in the firm. It is not only that it is required in uh, any junior level only. That senior level people also require soft skill trainings. Then behavioral skills also need to be think of, because each person in the firm or the consulting firm has different mindset, different way of dealing with the people around them, and different way of dealing with the people, with dealing with the clients also. So we need to work on the behavioral skills also, because as chartered accountant, your behavior matters a lot. If we have a good behavior, we deal with our client properly, our clients are happy. So, good behavior does not mean that we are compromising something. Good behavior always means that we are dealing with the client appropriately. And even if something which we need to say to our client, uh, maybe that sometimes we have to say no to our client for many things. Maybe that for accepting the assignment, maybe that for executing any assignment we need to say no. Maybe that we need to write something in our audit reports, or we need to give our opinion which is not in favor of the client. So there also our behavioral skills works a lot, because when something which is negative and you are reporting it to your client, the client may sometimes get angry. So what I'm trying to say is that all these skill set are required to be developed in our people, and then only we can have a larger firm. Because uh, yes. Now coming to the retention of people, and when we are saying that retention of people, then it is at all level. It is, right from first of all, the onboarding of people and the retention of people. I have just, uh, tried to summarize all these things, whatever I have learned from the various events which are organized by ICI at Jaipur, Mumbai, or other places. So maybe that the sequence may not be that appropriate. So, taking people on board and retaining them at all level. So, friends, many people say that how to retain. Sometimes, the compensation issue may be there. Sometimes, what type of work you have, that also attracts the people to your firm. So, and believe me, if you are targeting that, yes, you should have a large firm. Probably more you have, area of your expertise, more you have the your work at multiple locations, people will get attracted to you more. And you can see it for various firms also which are presently there, that why the freshers go to them, because they feel that yes, they are the brand, they are the large one. So they have that comfort that yes, if I will go to them, then I will deal with the bigger clients, bigger people. So, and it's a gradual process. I would not say that from today itself or from tomorrow itself, the people will start coming to the mid-sized firms also. But yes, if we have that these processes, and we have vision and we are working on that, then definitely uh, you can attract the people. And so far as retention of people is concerned, and friends, to my mind, in today's time, the retention is not only because of the compensation, because we are now dealing with the Gen Z, and you all know that how Gen Z works. Because ultimately, as a firm, we need to think of that how do we retain, we mentor them, and we induct them, retain them, mentor them. So we need to think in a altogether different way, that how we can actually retain the new generation into our firm. So for that, uh, I would say that compensation is the not only things which works. We need to give a clear vision to the uh, to the professionals who are associated with us. Because many times I believe that, and rather, my practical experience, I would say that whenever any person joins your firm, है ना, because of the immaturities which that fellow has, he is always, under some confusion, that whether I will be, properly working over them, and I will be properly compensated over them, whether I will get the proper area of work according to my expertise. So many things are there. And I would say that a regular communication with, all these professionals is very, very important to retain these professionals. Because if you do not communicate to them, and you just have the systems, then probably the only systems will not work. A regular communication at all level. And I would rather say that the most senior professionals should have a direct communication, communication culture in the firm with the most junior professionals also. That is going to work. If we have to actually differentiate ourselves with from the other large firm, so that the people who are of the immaturity and the people who has a lot of maturity, if they communicate with each other, so whatever gaps are there between between them, all these gaps actually gets removed. So we need to think of that not only the systems and processes are there, at the same time there are regular communications, because through these communication, you come out with a lot of not only professional issue with your people, you come out with a lot of personal issues also with your people. So when the person is more affected, and person is more impressed when you handle their personal things also. So those who are at senior level practice, they should always keep on communicating with even more junior. So that hierarchy which is being developed in the larger organization, I feel that it's time that that hierarchy should be not no more there. Rather, it can be shrinked, that yes, the junior professionals can also directly communicate with the senior one. I do not say that through this they are breaching some of the protocols, that yes, but yes, there should be some mechanism that yes, senior professionals keep on communicating with the juniors one. Many times the work, the how to allocate the work, this issue comes. And so basically, this issue comes more where the practice or the payment is being made or compensation is being made to the professionals based on the what work they have executed. So a clear strategy according to the firm's overall profit sharing issues and all these aspects, a clear strategy should be there, that how the work should be allocated to the different professionals, and professionals as partner level, at junior partner level, or associate partner level, or at manager level. So a clear strategy should be there, so that no one in the firm is overoccupied, no one in the firm is less occupied. And because of the work which is being executed by there, if the compensation is decided based on that, then the equal work opportunities are being there. And sometimes, friends, the allocation of work, because being a typical chartered accountant firm, there are some work which are low paid, which we all know, and then there are some work which are being highly paid. So many a times when we allocate any person a work which is low paid, and since it is not his choice, it is firm's thing that yes, they have allocated someone to the low paid work, maybe that they are into the audits of uh, you know uh, uh, proprietary concerns or partnership concerns, or some mid-sized clients. So in that case, a proper strategy should be there, that because performing that work is also very important, even if it is a small work and a low paid work. Sometimes it is very, very, very important. So our strategy should be there, that the those partners, those people who are allocating that low paid work are also properly compensated. So I would come to some revenue sharing model also, where how these things are being addressed will be discussed by me. Uh, then evaluation of people's performance. Yes, friends, this is very, very important aspect, that we keep on evaluating our people. And sometimes I would rather say that we keep on evaluating the various teams, because as a chartered accountant firm, uh, individual evaluation may not be possible. That is my experience. That yes, each persons you are evaluating, from the point of view of the revenue which they are generating. Because uh, in any chartered accountant firm or in any consulting firm, there are a lot of people who are required. There are people who can, who are expert in business development, but these same people cannot sometimes execute the work also. So, so you cannot say that, but at the same time, when they are not executing, you cannot say that these people are actually not contributing the revenue, but because ultimately they are developing the business. But how they are developing the business? It is because that their people have worked in past and completed all the assignments successfully with quality. So basically everything is interrelated. So I would say that instead of focusing on each individual people's performance, the firm should come out with some techniques where team's performance is evaluated, and then the compensation and all these aspects are there. And not only that, sometimes there are various support systems which are also there. So uh, in the support system also, you can say that they are less on generation of the revenue, but more on whatever things are being there. Likewise, the firm may have something like quality control department with that. So it's more support system, and it's not about even developing the business. It is not about having execute the work, but there is a department who is supporting that. Yes, everything is being done according to the quality control. I would come to the quality control point also in my one of the slide. So one cannot say that yes, the quality control department do not have any say in in the overall performance of the firm. So one need to be very, very careful about people's performance. And here I would like to just say that suppose out of a team of 20 persons, you have said that yes, this particular fellow is someone who should be awarded the employee of the month, or uh, employee of the year, or then a lot of awards are being given. So my suggestion over here is that sometimes, suppose out of the 15 you has awarded something to one employee, just see whether in today's scenario, where we are dealing with the giant Z, whether this one employee award to the one employee is going to discourage other 14 employees or not. Because so this is all behavioral skills which we need to note from our people itself. So what I suggest is that yes, there should be model, but according to your firm's culture, according to the people which you have around you, you should evaluate the people performance. And if there is not much gap between the people, then you should rather this you should rather have the same kind of compensation strategies for each one. Because ultimately, suppose you reward some one person, and there are people who are discouraged because of such reward, so that is also a problem. So you should just see. And many times I receive I receive uh, feedback from some of the smart and intelligent professionals that, sir, I am such an intelligent, and I have I am performing better than all other people. So friends, my suggestion is that if you can convince these performer that yes, you are right that you are individually performing very well, but can you take up your team member also to your own level, that you work on this, so that will actually complement each other instead of a competition between your entire team. Suppose there are two persons who are performing extraordinary. So rather, I would say that you should encourage those two persons that they build their team, and they bring their team members to their own, that's the same level, which will ultimately contribute to everyone's professional journey. those 13 or those 14 people also and this one person also. So can you just build such a culture in your firm? I think that is going to work more as compared to doing the each individual's people's performance. But yes, it is very subjective. It depends on your firm's culture. It depends on how do you share the revenue. So all those things must be taken care of. The compensation part, I think I almost discussed on this. If there are any issues, I can further handle those. Coordination with people, I have already communicated that a regular communication channel should be established. And for that, rather, I would say, in most of the metros, it is 5 days a week. And if you see the non-metro cities, city like Jaipur, where I am there, city like Lucknow, like Nagpur, or other cities, there are mostly it is 6 days a week. So I would say that these firms should take this additional one day as if that whatever teams are there, at least one day in a week, they should they should come together. Maybe that the agenda may be kept for professional trainings, maybe on some technical skills or some software skills, soft skills. So meeting of people is very, very important. Physical meeting of people is very, very important, which would actually, in this time where everybody is saying that yes, work from home or work from any remote place is now very convenient. I would say that yes, from the point of view of performing the work, it is all okay. But sometimes non-meeting of the persons personally may create lot of gaps. So it is better that we have a tendency that the all people who are there in the firm or all the team members. So whatever is the size, based on that, regular meetings is very, very important that it is being done so that there are no gaps between the team members. Now, this thing is very important, stepping up ladders and setting up the vision for each team member. So rather, I would say that right from the, in CA firm, I myself was a trainee in the firm where I am today working. And the day I have been given, after becoming the chartered accountant role of an employee, the firm's founders or firm's managing partners, their vision was clear that yes, this is how we are going to raise in this particular firm. And, so that vision should be clearly explained to the uh, employees or, whosoever professional joins you. Because if that vision is not clear, then probably and you must be very, very transparent on that also. That yes, whatever vision and whatever road ahead which you have provided to your employee, you have transferred with all transparency, you have worked on that and you have performed your promise. So that is again very, very much required. So stepping up ladder should be there in your firm for each of the employees, I would say, and for each of the professional, I would say that how he will be there at, uh, you know, as employee, how he will be become the partner, how he will have the responsibility of senior partner, how he will be. So all these things should be clearly defined in any of the firm, and rather I would say that let we come out as a firm with a different strategy, that instead of defining the ladder, ladder as an employee, ladder as an senior employee, senior manager, then partner, then so let your team member who is there feel them that yes, he is the partner of the firm only, and let them feel them that let them take the ownership of the firm. that yes, I am the owner of this firm. So design your firm's policies and procedure in such a manner that each team member feels that he is owner of the firm and not just an employee. Maybe that on document, because of the various reasons, he may be an employee. But so that clear vision actually comes through, you know, uh, that clear vision actually comes through the regular communication to them, the regular meeting with them. Now, expanding multi-location through network. So this is again an issue. I will discuss it, while discussing the aggregation of firms also. But again, because many a times as a firm, suppose you are getting more work at a particular location where basically your head office or your larger office is situated. But many a times, the client approaches you from other firms, other places also. So whenever such work comes to you from other place, I would rather say that always have an strategy that how you can identify a local person over there who can serve your client. And later on, you can actually have an arrangement with them that once, because maybe that because of one work you may not have your office over there, or you may not have a partner over there. But once, so have a clear strategy that yes, whenever there is any work which is from outside, outside your territory, then you can have association with any other professional, and then that professional can execute the work wherever physical visits are required, and that would actually give your client comfort that yes, if I am taking service from this firm, maybe that his present office is there at Jaipur only or at Delhi only, but they are able to provide their local team at you know Lucknow also, if you have that kind of arrangement. And just do not uh, have this fear in your mind that he will take your client. Do not have this fear. Once you take them on board, maybe through network, maybe through as a partner, or maybe any other way, uh, he will bring more business for you. So rather think of the future and not of a single assignment which you are executing. So this is one thing. Now also engage the multidisciplinary professionals, because many times as a chartered accountant firm, suppose there are other things which are coming to you. Like in one of the case recently, uh, my client, to him I am not providing auditing services, because that is very relevant, that we need to think of that whenever you are providing the audit services, you will not be able to provide them other business support services or any other services. So like suppose this client was there who told me that we are establishing a factory at some place which is outside my territory. So can you identify any professional who is technically expert at how to establish a factory? So can you think of that? Yes, we can provide these services also to those clients who are our non-audit clients. And if you can, you should, because that is where the vision of a large consulting firm lies. So when I am saying multidisciplinary professionals, it is not only about the company secretary or ICMA. It is not about the lawyers. These professionals are there. It may be about IT. It may be about engineers. It may be about other sector specific experts. So if you are really able to provide them the benefit, and friends, as a chartered accountant, I would rather say that being into the audits and directly dealing the client at their transaction level, we understand their business more, even if we are not expert. So let you see that how you can actually develop this type of expertise and can have people with you of this kind of expertise. And mind it, the client believes more in you as compared to any other professional, because as a chartered accountant, you knows that you knows each and every aspect of your client. Work-life balance. So I would rather say that this terminology, work-life balance, is not a good terminology, I would say, because uh, uh, this terminology actually, in my view, uh, segregate the work from the life. They are saying that as if work is different and the life is different. So when you are there at home, you are actually enjoying your life. When you are there at office, you are actually on work. This is not a case. So communicate to your people that yes, the life has two parts. One is personal life and other is professional life. And yes, there has to be balance between the them. But the terminology work-life balance, which is actually more being advertised these days, is not a good terminology. We should tell people that yes, and we should mentor them that yes, they should have uh, their life, which where the work is also included, and what they are doing is that work which is of their interest. So instead of uh, giving any stress through the work, we should develop our people that uh, this work is not to give you stress, rather it is to give you satisfaction. And how does that satisfaction comes? Yes, of course. One thing is monetary, that if someone is working, it is a monetary benefit for them. But the other things which are more important is that the seventh point, stepping up the ladder, where I am saying that each professional is working for themselves, now as a partner. So he's now more concerned about the work. He has the ownership of that work, and he knows that whatever I'm working, I will be accordingly remunerated, not only as an employee, but as a partner also. So, and then at the same time, as a professional, I would say that, uh, you know, when I was in articleship, in first year of articleship, maybe that the firm has given me the vouching part, which I have done. And in those times when no computers were there, the firm has given us, the proofreading of the balance sheets, which has been done by us. But the moment the second year was there, the third year was there, my satisfaction came when the firm has given me the work according to my skill set and some additional work. Suppose in second year and third year also, the firm would have given me the same comparing of the balance sheet, typed balance sheet with the balance sheet which has been prepared by the auditee or whatever way. So in that case, the probability that I would have been dissatisfied. So people will be more satisfied. Professionals are always more satisfied than when they are actually, uplifted so far as their work profile is concerned. And once you keep on doing this, probably you will have those people will have work-life balance also. And once they are into the leadership, they can always manage their all personal as well as the professional things. And if you are able to communicate your entire team member that yes, your life is balanced here, maybe it is personal as well as the professional, they will always be there with you. So this is how you can actually retain the professionals also. And mindset of people, yes, very, very important when we are talking about that we need to create a large firm. That large firm is not actually possible without people. And when we are saying that it is a large firm, it is not possible until and unless we have multi-location presence. That large firm is not possible until and unless we have multidisciplinary professionals with us. So to whomsoever we are communicating. And wherever we are saying that, yes, these professionals are there. I have seen many professionals. I have professionals who had good practice. And they say that, yes, I have, a practice of 1 crore a year, 2 crore a year, and I'm alone and I'm managing 10 staff members. So when we communicate to them that why don't you come on our board, they say that I don't need. I am having a satisfactory life. So yes, that fellow may be having a satisfactory life, but what is their succession plan? What he will be doing when he will be retiring? And say whatever he has done through the entire journey of 30 years or 40 years, how he will be succeeding his, the entire practice to some other professionals who can actually give them return. And what will happen in case of contingency? Suppose so all these things, whenever you are identifying any professionals that yes, they can be on your board, but still they don't have that mindset to collaborate. So these are the issues which you can always discuss with them. You can satisfy them that yes, you need to come out with this way. Then process centering issues. Friends, many a times we may not have uh, that kind of those kind of processes in the form. And believe me, until and unless if you are going for a to make your firm large, uh, uh, until and unless processes are there, that firm cannot become large. Because any large firm, when there are, you are expecting that yes, I will have 100 people firm, I will have 1,000 people firm. So uh, without process, nothing can be achieved. So the first and foremost thing, which is with reference to the process, is that how the governance of the firm would be addressed. And my personal belief is that presently all mid-sized firms, when I'm saying this, with a lot of ownership, that presently almost all mid-sized firms are specific, you can say that family-owned firms are specific, whenever we are saying that, yes, this is the firm. So suppose it is, say Verma and Company, or, Gaikwad and Company. I am just taking name randomly. So it is not related to the any firm. So, so the belief is that someone who is Verma is basically owner of this firm. The belief is that someone who is Gaikwad family is basically owner of the firm. So first of all, you need to see that yes, there is a governance model and the firm is not identified by its owners. We need, if we have to make any firm big, we have to actually leave that ownership thing which is there in the firm, and rather make your firm more process driven. Because without this, I would say that nothing is going to happen. So those who are making their firm large need to actually first leave their interest of ownership. That is, I am the owner of the firm. This firm I have been created. Friends, no firm is created by one single firm or one single family. It is all professionals. Whosoever professional is joining you is actually aspiring. And that fellow is going to, be there with you only when you have a commitment that yes, in times to come, you will have the senior role in the firm. In times to come, you may have the governance in the firm. And yes, all these things may be decided by the governing body itself. So first of all, I would say that if it is one partner centric firm, one of the slide in Mumbai when I was there and speaking with the professionals, one of the participants said that, sir, most most firm are one man show. So the firm need to get out of that. That yes, this cannot be a one-man show. So first decide, suppose you are in 20 partner firms, you are in 30 partners firms, decide that yes, this is the governing body. So we even cannot leave it to, all partners. That yes, all partners will have uh, meet together and then decide about the firm. So that is also not possible. But at the same time, there should be a governing body that yes, these are the 5 professionals or these are the 10 professionals. So whatever number suits to you. But even in a company, there cannot be more than 15 directors. So we can take a clue from that also. That yes, how much is the number uh, who should be there for the purpose of governance of the firm. And then let these governing body meet from time to time. So there should be specific rules and regulations. There should be specific processes that yes, suppose there is a governing body, every quarter they have to meet. They have to do every quarter and then monetize the things. So friends, more and more you are reducing whatever decisions are being taken in writing as a minutes that yes, this is what has been decided. So whenever you are meeting next, you will be discussing on those things which you have decided, and maybe that they are implemented, maybe that they are not implemented. But yes, there will always remain a pendency that yes, these things we have decided but could not happen. So the governance strategy of the firm is very, very important. Before we lay down any process, I would say, because if you have laid down some other processes, but there is no governance in the firm, so the all other processes are not going to, be implemented. So the first thing which one should see is the governance of the firm. Then yes, processes related to the quality control. Friend, uh, I speak with a lot of professionals who are actually into, uh, they are small firms or mid-sized firms. So in most of the firm, and if I'm saying it is about, standards on auditing or for audit services only, I would say the similar things should be applicable for non-audit service also. That yes, these are the non-audit services also, but there also there should be regular, quality control checks for which process should be designed. And all these quality control processes. And I would say that as a chartered accountant firm, friends, we have very good literature in the form of our standards on auditing, in the form of SQC1, which especially deals with the quality controls only. And now SQM, standards on quality control and management. So that specifically deals with quality control only. And Institute has published the quality control manual also based on the SQC1. So I would suggest that those model quality control manual should be adopted by your firm. So first, governance of the firm. So there should be a body. Then whatever quality control processes are there. And friends, these days in times of artificial intelligence, it is not something which is big that you cannot make those quality control processes. You can research, you can have your team here, what quality control processes are there, and implement them. First of adopt them and then implement them. Yes, it's a time-taking process. It cannot be implemented in one day, but without having such quality control processes, I believe that you cannot go to the next level. And a regular training is required. Somewhere we are missing this, and somewhere we are ignoring also, because uh, you know when it is fag end of the our audit dates, 30th September or 30th May for the listed company audits, we tend to ignore and compile all these things within the 60 days aspects. Yes. So basically, whatever practices which we have, we need to, improve those practices and see that yes, all the quality controls are in place. It may be related to the executing of audit as well as the non-audit works. There should be, people's processes also, which I have discussed, that yes, how you can induct, how you can, promote, how you can give the promotions. So these people's processes should also be there. And not only this, I would say that the delegation process should also be there to develop in-house leaders. So those who are associated with me, friends, I always believe that a chartered accountant is, always an entrepreneur. He possesses all entrepreneurial skills. So those who are seniors should try to develop that how those entrepreneurship skills are being there. And once you develop them as an entrepreneur, and you delegate your work to these fresh chartered accountants and make them leader. So develop the process that how they can independently handle the assignments, because more your team will be independently able to handle the assignments to these processes, more you will be free, and more you are free, and more you have the availability of time. As a senior, you can develop lot many other work, other professors, because I believe that there should be some professionals in the firm who are, maybe that some professionals are there who are direct tax experts, some are there indirect tax expert. They have the 20-year experience, 30-year experience. But then there are some professors in the firm who are, of course, one subject expert, but they are available all the time for any of the business development. Maybe that professional maybe of the expertise of one thing, because having 30 years, 40 years experience, these professionals can now develop any subject, I would say. And I generally tell my people that you know whatever laws are written, if they are written in English, it is not out of the 26 alphabets. It is not out of the 26 alphabets. Mind it, I am saying this. So if something is not out of the 26 alphabets, any leader in whatever practice is there for last 30 years, they can understand the subject. So once you have the availability of time, you can always develop the different subjects also. Maybe that you are the direct tax expert, maybe that you are financial reporting expert. So that is my, things. And friends, succession process. I would say that we should learn from this recent US-Iran war, which is ongoing. And what Iran has done is, it's something which is marvelous, I would say. Whatever they are doing their country, whatever they are doing to the world, that is different as well. But they have succeeded their entire model in such a way that the US could not, trap that. US could not win, even if they are the superpower. The US attacked on their, the leadership. They were killed. But for last 20 years, 30 years, the Iran was having the preparedness that yes, in this case, if something happens, that what we are going to do. So they had a strategy that yes, even if internet is not available and there may not be communication between the two leaders, then what to do? So those processes are also drawn by them. That yes, even if there is something which is happening in one area, something is happening in two other area, and in both the cases, people are not able to communicate because of the non-availability of the communication channels. So then what they will do? So the entire decision-making process with reference to this Iran war, US-Iran war, the Iran has given it to, they have already set up the process. I would say that you should learn this. Why as a firm you are sticking to one subject? Why as a firm you are sticking to the one location? Have your locations, multi-locations. So this will actually, I generally compare it with our former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee's project of, aligning all the rivers. So suppose you have multi locations, your professionals who are there into the metro cities can use you know, the resources which are available at, non-metro cities, tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities. So your firm will always be there. Your firm succession cannot be, questioned because of having all these area of practices, having practices at various places. So I think we should have the process related to the succession in our firm. And friends, incidental work such as accounting, human resources, information technology, secretarial work of your firm, not your client, that should be separated from the working professionals. So do you have, a different company secretary? Suppose your firm is having the LLP, and in that firm, if as per LLP agreement, you need all the partners or, designated partners or governing body, they should meet, once in a quarter. Suppose that has been written in the agreement. So now who will do that meeting? So have a separate secretarial department with you. It is these people will actually, draft the notice, so that will help you to convert your firm into the corporate form. So try to, have your firm as a corporate. So I think scaling up the firm, yes, this is very, very important. It's a full-time job. It's not part-time. So basically, if you really want to, make a large firm, I would say that yes, have a team of separate professionals where one or two people are doing this job only, because it's not a part-time job. If your firm is having a presence, say, in one state, and you want to expand your firm in each state of the country, and then you want to expand your firm, maybe at UAE, maybe at Singapore, maybe at US, maybe any other country. So is it really possible that there are no people having the time for this job? Actually not. So you should have a separate team. Mergers and acquisitions team in companies. Adani, Reliance, they have these teams. Why don't you have that team? So you can scale up only when the senior professionals in your firm devote good time for this. So those who are senior should actually think of that how they can, lay off their own work, which is there with them, to someone else. Instead of laying off any employee or any partner, lay off your work from you to someone else. So that will help you to scale up. So those who have, a good, you can say, standing in the profession, how they can use their time in scaling up, that should be a clear strategy, should be formed by them. Yes, now coming to the profitability centering issues. So many times these things comes that whether we should invest into technology, other infrastructure, or capital infrastructure. So I would say that yes, this is very, very important, because until and unless you will be investing into the technology and other infrastructures, particularly, the hardware infrastructures, I would not say that it is the building infrastructure which you need to invest more. And rather, I would say that come out with a clear policy so far as your buildings are concerned. So that should be more of a rental policy than capital expenditure policy on the building. Because in today's time, the more there are people who are involved, and if you have the properties with you, maybe owned by 10 people and they have invested. So tomorrow, suppose any conflict arises, in that case, that owned property may also be a complex issue. So rather, I would say that for the purpose of buildings, come out with a proper rental policy. And if you feel that yes, your partners should have, some immovable property, let them have separately their own, individual's property instead of having any joint property. That will help you in resolving. That will help you even not arranging any issue with reference to those buildings. So one issue is gone. There will be no issue. And so far as technology and other infrastructure is concerned, yes, this is being shared by all the partners. The cost can be loaded to, all the respective partners of these investments. Sometimes, the issue nowadays comes, and I had a discussion with MC also, Institute is also discussing that equity in the chartered accountant firm or consulting firm should also be allowed. But yes, if you are getting that equity, please mind there will be a pressure that you need to give returns to your equity investments, equity investors. So if you are taking any decision by forming, any practice, non-audit practice, you can say, and not according to the ICA guidelines, or maybe, having some corporate form of practice and trying to take equity into that, then please mind that your business model should be such that these equity partners are, you know, are given return according to their expectations. So until and unless if that is not there, taking such equity may be sometimes dangerous also. So take a suitable decision if you are going for equity. Branding, networking, marketing strategy, business development, very important. One need to see that all the professionals, or a few professionals, or some of the professionals in the firm, they are representing themselves at various forums, because that is the only way through they can market. And these days social media is again very, very important aspect. So you should have your profile page, and these days according to the ICA guidelines, even chartered accountant firms can have profile page. They can have a good website also. So your team members should work on this also, that you properly brand. I have very limited time now, otherwise I would have discussed it at more, but I will be happy to discuss it again whenever the institute permits. And rather I request that yes, more and more programs are being organized, physical program where specific city specific people comes, and we try to uh, uh, educate them that how they can build their brand, how they can build their network. So should be there, business development strategies should be there, client acquisitions, yes, and everything. What I would say that if you are a chartered accountant firm, this would be according to the ICA guidelines. So nowhere I am claiming that you can have that solicitation of work and all that. But then how you can go for the client acquisitions, friends? Moment you will have a large size team and you are a recognized firm in your area, guarantee that client will come automatically. But please mind, do not take your client at low fees. The firms are having now these strategies also. Even larger firms have these strategies. But I would say that this strategy is not going to work anymore. Because once you take the assignment at low fees, I would say that your value is being decided by yourself, that yes, I am okay with low fees also. So even if suppose that low fees has, the loss, there is no profit in that low fees. But whenever any additional work will come, if that client is there, that client will certainly, say that uh, I will be able to give you this much of fees only, because they have decided your standards. But yes, sometimes if you feel that you need some experience, but if that is the case, that you are working on low fees for getting some experience, please have a proper study that by way of this experience, later on how much work you will be able to develop. Because if you are not able to develop, the entire cost which you have incurred for acquiring that client and working on that will go in vain. So have a proper strategy whenever you are acquiring a client. Fee viability test you should do. Friends, recently I have read in some news and some LinkedIn post that a particular Surat-based guy, he has developed a product which has been developed by McKinsey, and it is 1,000 times cheaper. So, but and it was uh, proudly stated by people that someone has developed 1,000 time at a product at a cost which is 1,000 times lesser as compared to McKinsey. But my immediate reaction to such news was that if that fellow has developed, say, 1,000 times, developed a product at 1,000 times cost, if he is to reach to the level of McKinsey, then he is to do 1,000+ time business with that product. So, do you really, analysis on this aspect? So, never advertise your services that yes, it is at low cost. So that will actually, decrease your value. So always try to, see that yes, your values are driven by the advantage which the service recipient is getting. So you should do that. Yes, of course, according to ICA guidelines, it is always there. But you should, value your services. I don't say that it should be in percentage terms, but there are many benefits which are being gated by them, which are being, received by the client because of your services. So you should drive your value. You should drive your fees from that value, and maybe a mix of these things. So instead of going for the L1 criteria, you should have a proper fee strategy, and you should see that whether it is really viable or not. Because ultimately, suppose you are having so many people with you, and then there are people, then you are not able to compensate your people. So what that the work at low value will do? Then revenue sharing model. Here again, in chartered accountant firms or maybe other firms, there are revenue sharings with reference to the person is specific also, that yes, this person is executing this much of work, developing this much of work. So accordingly, the compensation are decided. That is also good. But there are compensation giving strategies or uh, strategies where the revenues are generally received in pool also, because sometimes some organizations believe that the revenue is because of the building the team and not because of the one person is working. So I would say that if you are able to develop a culture in your firm that it is not person specific, rather it is team specific. So in that case, your running revenue sharing model may be on pool basis. So it is up to you that how you have developed your people in your firm. And there are pros and cons with reference to each of the model. So I would just the pass the things. Then specialization versus general practice. These things also comes from various practice ki pathshala participants, where they say that should we have the specialization or should we have the general practice? Friends, I would say both are necessary. But yes, in that case, you should try that those people who are associated with you for a longer period, 3 years, 4 years, you should depute them into these specializations. That yes, you have done these audits and all these things. Now you are, matured enough. Then go for these specializations. That yes, this fellow will, go for the direct tax practice. This fellow will go to the indirect tax practice. This fellow will be, promoted in the audit itself. So more you are going for the specialization of your people, more it will reward, because in that case, the economies scales and the knowledge base that particular fellow has is very, very important. And that is going to work once you you put your people into the specialization. Developing the new service lines, yes, very important aspect, because the developing new service lines always involves so many efforts. So within the firm, you should identify that yes, these are the areas where our firm is missing. They don't have the practice. So out of the people available within the firm, or sometimes some outside person, you feel that yes, he is the expert of the subject. You should take them on roll, and maybe that initially they are not able to develop the news. There is no revenue out of the new service lines. You should try to compensate them out of your present revenues. Until and unless that is not done, and friends, I would say that in all large firms, this has happened for last 30 years. If you see these large firms before 30 years, their audit revenue were more as compared to their consultancy revenue. But what they have done, that those who are into the consultancy, they have compensated out of the audit revenue. So out of the existing revenues, they have compensated them. And now they are having, lot of service lines apart from the audit, and these new service lines are contributing more than the audit. So developing new service lines, please do not feel that it is a burden. You should always try that yes, new service lines are being developed, and whatever pros and cons of those new service lines are there should be timely addressed, and this will certainly lead to the good profitability in the firm once that service lines get matured. New location also, same strategy apply. Whenever there is new location, you need to incur certain expenditure also on office, infrastructure, and anything else. And but more important for new location, friends, we can say that yes, we are into the the time where uh, practice can be conducted remotely from any of the area, from any of the place. That is true. But until and unless your presence is there, your people are there into that location, my personal belief is that your client is not going to get satisfied. So the first strategy that how we can identify a new location is that keep on identifying the people at new locations. Yes, this is the firm who can be, taken on board. Like aggregation model, this is the firm who can be taken on board of my firm. And they can provide these services to all my clients or their clients too. So if you are able to identify the people into a different location, that's very good. And if you are not able to identify, then suppose within your capacity and within your available resources, if you can send someone to the new location, then you need to see that yes, whosoever is joining at new location is adequately compensated. Then combining practices. So we need to have a clear strategy that yes, we are going to combine practices. This is how we are going to practice. And don't become aggressive. Do not become aggressive. Once you are aggressive, maybe that that strategy fails. So if you are at the starting point, combine one partner practice, combine two partner practice, get experience, and then combine the practices of the larger firms, or those firms who are looking for the that yes, I have developed this practice, but now I need the bigger firms. So do not hesitate to contact the other firms who are interested in having their locations. Do not hesitate. So it's both way. One can combine his or her practice into the other practice. The other firm can also combine his practice. So it's two way. So keep on identifying based on your own circumstances. Goodwill. Yes, I have another 4 minutes so far as this profitability is concerned. And then I think another 5 to 10 minutes I will take on aggregation. And if the organizers organizers wants that I should stop, just put a message. I will stop accordingly. So goodwill, friends. So friends, as I said that uh, let you don't have the ownership kind of thing for your firm. So similarly, once you say that we are not the owner, rather we are the beneficiaries of this firm, the goodwill clause should not come into picture, I would say, because suppose someone is charging for the goodwill, suppose someone is letting his firm's name or combining the practice of someone else, and then they are saying that since I have, the firm has long standing, so much of the revenue will go to the firm's, original founders, original people. That is basically, I would say, uh, a limitation on growth of your practice. Because if such is a case, if and you have identifying some young partner who is working for you, so ultimately the entire cost is going to be loaded to the client. And I would say that because of the goodwill issue, your client should not be overcharged. All other things are okay. That yes, you should value your time. Everything is okay, but this cost should not be charged to the client. And once your the entire ecosystem is there, that you can develop the new area of practice, you can develop the practice at new places, the goodwill of your firm will automatically increase. And once the goodwill increase, once the brand is there, the value of your people, the entire people, the entire team will automatically increase, which in turn will you give that will give you the higher compensation, even to the founders as well as partners as well in 1 to 2 years. I think my hello.
Your internet connection is a little bit
Yeah,
unstable.
I think now I am now it is okay.
Yes, now I
Yes,
think
yes,
your
yes,
voice is coming fine. Okay.
yes. So you should have these empanelments. Yes, okay, but do not go just behind these things. There are, as a professional, as I said, that there are a lot of work which are being there. And as a chartered accountant, we should not only, utilize our audit mind or, giving service mind. We should utilize our mind because we have done in our articleship. We have read all the businesses. And, we have, wherever we are working, maybe as an auditor, maybe as a, internal auditor, we, we, we are, we are learning the various operations also. So try to leverage on your experience and see that how best various service lines can be uh, there in your firm. Now, relationship with the client at transaction level. Friends, the biggest obstacle is with us is that we keep on giving our advisory to the client as and when he asks immediately. If he's asking on phone, we are immediately giving him an advice. And the biggest obstacle is that since our relationship as a chartered accountant firm is with the client is at transaction level, he sometimes asks that what will be the tax treatment. He sometimes asks that what will be uh, this accounting for these transactions, how it will be capitalized, how it will be charged to depreciation, what will be my profit. So he keeps on asking all these aspects. So you need to see that what is the category of client, ABC client, and all these clients. Because ultimately, whatever time your client is consuming for asking day-to-day advisory, and that to transaction level. So as a chartered accountant, our habit is that we generally believe that our client should be satisfied, and that too immediately. And at that time, we do not ask for any fees. We do not ask for any retainer fees also. So we should address this issue Yes, of course. In other profession where the relationship with the client is not at transaction level. Say suppose there is a dispute and client is going to the high court. So that dispute is not today. That dispute was, because of the some transactions which he has done 4 years back. And now it is high court. So the legal professionals and many other professionals are always in a position to charge their fees at a later level, not at a transaction level. But this issue should be addressed. We should maintain our time logs. We should maintain that what we have done actually for the client. And we should, always keep on informing them that yes, this is how we are spending time. This is how we are spending our time, not only for you, but for our technical skill upgradation. This is how, at transaction level, you have been benefited. Otherwise, you would have, be there in the trouble because of the not properly accounting for these things in your books and because of the uh, not offering your income properly to the tax department. So that communication to the client should be on regular basis, that how as a grounded professional our processes have benefited you. So the regular communication with the client is also important, that because of our association, how you are actually benefiting. And once this is done, your client will always pay more. Friends, nothing can be, the immediate success. It is always because of the long-term standing. We should always see that, there are certain incomes which comes, on transaction basis on. So we should always, so these may be some windfall as your form, but this cannot be termed as a success. So for success, you need to have a long-term standing, and that can only, from that, there can be the consistency in the profitability of your firm. So these are the various forms of practice, as Satish ji has also, uh, told you all. So these 6 forms of practice: proprietary or partnership forms, LLPs, aggregation of LLPs, domestic networking, global networking. Friends, this aggregation of LLP, I would take another 5 minutes, is very, very uh, different, and a model which I feel that may be suitable for all practitioners. So first here, what you can do is that if you are a proprietary concern or a partnership firm, convert your proprietary, take some partner if you are a proprietary firm, and convert that proprietary or partnership firm into an LLP. Because this aggregation of LLP can be done only by the LLPs, not by the individual professionals. So convert your firm into LLP, and then use these aggregation of LLP rules, which are very good rules. I would just touch upon these rules. These are the ICI aggregation of LLPs regulations 2025, 24 rather. Then this enables the aggregation and networking LLP to functions as a single large unit. These are effective from 23rd January 2025. So there will be a concept that in this aggregation of LLP, there will be one parent LLP. And then in that one parent LLP, there may be other LLP firms who can be partner of this firm. But yes, these LLP partner cannot be uh, greater than 50% of all the individual CA partners. So that is one thing. So as an LLP, child LLP, one can partner LLP, one can be partner of some other parent LLP. The condition is that your suppose you have 10 partners in your firm. So you can take 9 other LLPs as partner of your firm. So it should not be more than 50%. So if you have 30 partners, you can take 29 LLPs as your partner of the firm. So this is how things are required to be there. And both must be majority CA controlled. If uh, in terms of number as well as the profit sharing basis. So your entire profit sharing ratios should not go beyond more than 50% to the partner LLP. That you should take care of. Eligibility conditions. Yes, only practicing CAs can be partner, or the LLPs which are having greater than 50% of the CA partners. Minimum two individual CAs are required at all the times in all the LLPs. In the in the parent LLP form, and of course in other LLP form, minimum two will be there. Then only there can be an LLP. This I have already told you. So, so far as legal and regulatory frameworks are concerned, it is governed by the Chartered Accountant Act 1949, LLP Act 2008, ICA regulations and guidelines, then MCA circular also. But no companies or body corporates are allowed as a partner into LLP firm. Though the LLP Act allows that any company can be partner of the LLP, but the ICA has not allowed any company to become the partner of any chartered accountant LLP firm, and that is very obvious, in fact, not to be discussed much. So far as naming and formation is concerned, the LLPs can form a new aggregated LLP also, where there can be the partner firm and then other the parent firm and the other child firm, parent partner firm. Or the LLPs, existing LLPs can join other LLP also. So that is also available. The naming of the LLP as per ICA regulations and LLP Act, that should be there. Registration with the ICI. So mandatory registration is required. ICI record will reflect the combined strength as well as the geographical presence. So I discussed with Satishji. So basically, suppose my farm is there and there is an LLP which has presence in different locations. So once I take that LLP as partner of my firm, and there is no
Bhupinder sir,
yes,
Bhupinder
sir.
sir, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
I think there are certain questions.
So
Ribha,
yes.
So because questions are also, so you
Yes,
can
yes.
wind up.
So
and we could take up.
yeah. I think I can now conclude on this. There should be, the board of management where all the managing partners of the firm will be will constituting the board of the management. So here, in fact, I conclude. I am sure that whatever I have discussed has benefited all the participants. And now I am okay to take the questions from the participants.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for such a nice celebration. There are some questions. First is, how can firms balance specialization with scalability without, diluting the brand value for the firm?
Yes, very important aspect, sir. So, friends, I said that for specialization, and as I said, say if you are a practitioner practicing for more than 25 years, 30 years, you have the specialization in one subject. But now, how to develop that specialization in other areas, other locations? So the only way is actually to have people on board as your partner or as your as professional, and train them, because ultimately if you have to provide wide spectrum of your services to clients at multi locations, so being one human being, it is not possible that you are there at everywhere. So in that specialization, you should always see that how you can take people on board, guide them, mentor them, and then of course, uh, uh, there should be in present time where artificial intelligence and other things are also available. You have availability of various applications where suppose you have a direct access specialization, so you can subscribe to that and take the help of these things also. But at the end, develop people with you, because suppose you are representing and you have direct tax practice, you cannot represent once at one time to 10 tribunals. So try that. Yes, there are 10 professionals who are on board with you and who can represent them, who can represent at the various forums. Yes.
Sir, uh, like this is the second part of the question. In
Yes.
partner-driven firms, the client relationships are basically personally. They are very personal. Like my client, my team person approach. So how do we move from this approach and without creating any insecurity or resistance among the other fellow partners?
Yes. So first of all, as I said, that there should be a proper governance in the firm. There should be few people. So it cannot be one man show also, and it cannot be that all the partners are involved in the decision making. So both way it cannot be there. And as I said that even in the corporates, uh, even if you see the Reliance or so, there is maximum limit of 15 directors. If they want more than 15 directors, then they have to go for the special resolution. So, so what I say is that there should be a governance body. With that body should decide all these aspects, and that body should reasonably work with them fairly. And whatever issues are there with reference to the client satisfaction, client acquisition, allocation of the client, and then you should always see that what are the expertise. Because suppose there is a client who need services in GST, services in income tax, so your audit partner cannot be allocated for that client. So there are different ways, but at the same time, sometimes the client relationship partners may be different, whereas their service partner is different. So a lot of things are there. So what I would say is that according to the firm's scenario, what are the issues? Governing bodies should sit and decide on that. And I'm sure that amicably all answers would lie, because governing body will always be, those who are experienced one. Yes.
So there's another question. So how do we ensure the consistency in service quality where the multiple teams or multiple locations are involved?
Yes, very important questions. Here, I would say that technology plays very important role. Suppose you are into the audit service and you don't have, all the processes as well as the technology with you, and you have a large size client. So please mind that there should be proper audit tools, audit softwares available with you. And without that, it is not going to work in today's scenario. So if you have a larger client, say that client has 30 units across the country, and you have to send, because we have to finish the audit. If more the larger client, the lesser is the time available. Suppose it is Infosys, they say that our balance sheet should be signed on 4th April or 10th April. So in that case, if you are going to audit that size of company, you need people for auditing that particular size of company. So without systems, without audit tools, that may not be possible. So right from the audit tools which address and which have the relevant checklists, as well as the audit logs related to the right from the engagement till the conclusion on the audit report. So everything should be timely driven, and the relevant professionals who are executing the work should be timely communicated that yes, this is the work which is there. And at the same time, friends, this audit profession, when we are working for the 25th April board meeting date, so there will always be the pressure. So how to handle that pressure, that is one thing. So many things which can be addressed even before 31st March. The team should address those issues before 31st March itself, so that in these 25 days available, because you don't have time, you have to just finish your audit work. So whatever your issues are there, and particularly with reference to the audit work, recently that NFRA circular of 7th January that says that your communication should be two-way with the audit committee. and it should be continuous communication. So you need to learn these aspects. Yes.
Thank you, sir, for such a nice celebration. Now I would like to invite our Vice Chairman of the committee, Aggregation of CA Firms Committee, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji. Sir, first I would like to give a short brief about you. Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji is in practice since 1986 with Messr Sanjay Agarwal and Associates. He is a Central Council member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He has been part of the Central Council first in 2010 and then has been re-elected in 2013, 2016, 2022 and 2025. He had the opportunity of serving almost all the standing and non-standing and other committees of the Central Council constituted from since 2010 to 11. And he has been chairman and vice chairman as under International Taxation Committee, Committee for Aggregation, Direct Taxes Committee, Public Relations Committee. Now I would like to invite Sir for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Ribab Giaji, for this particular webinar in wherein you have moderated very well. Friends, today is the fourth webinar on aggregation of firm after the reconstitution of the committee under the chairmanship of CA Satish Gupta ji. And as we have promised this year that we are going to have more and more interaction, this is only the beginning. And the deliberation of the today have clearly underscored that scalability in profession form is no longer optional, but a critical imperative for long-term sustainability. Bhupinder sir has explained in detail some of the key points.
Sir, I am not sir. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you. So he has explained it and pinpointed various things which are required very much for scaling up. Because if we do not take care of all those things where we need to have discussions, we need to have planning, we need to have also the taken care so that our scalability runs for a longer period. The integration of robust system, effective use of technology, why technology is important, and performance-oriented culture, this will enable the firms for scaling. The insights shared today strongly reinforce the need for a shift from individual-driven practice to more structured, process-driven, and institution-oriented models. On this note, I extend my sincere gratitude to the esteemed speaker, CA Bhupinder Mantriji, for giving a detailed deliberation, moderator Ribhavji, and the participants without whom this webinar could not have been successful. We have more than 640 people, members, looking this webinar even before it is ending. We have taken certain steps. There are so many questions which are coming to us. We are trying to issue some FAQs on various schemes or various options as the same have been briefed in the beginning by the chairman that there are 6 models which are working today. There are certain models which are under the review also, and your interaction, your continuous support of the participant is the only key success to these webinars. I also place on record my appreciation for the efforts of the organizing and technical teams for ensuring the smooth conduct of this session. Without the technical team, without the office, the organization is very difficult. The flawless, without interruption, the office has taken care and taken pain even at 7 o'clock, that the smooth conduct of this webinar. Let us take these valuable learnings forward and collectively work toward building stronger, smarter, and more scalable professional firms. Thank you very much, participant. Thank you, Upendraji. Thank you, Ribhav, once again. Thank you, technical scheme, team, and also office. May I request with this, stay safe, stay healthy, and be in touch for our next webinars for more and more enriching technical sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now I would like to request that we are closing the meeting. Thank you.